Hello everybody and welcome to Off the Boards. As you can see today, there's only me and Ryan. So today, I don't know if it's like last time Ethan wasn't here. I don't know if he's going to show up or not. But as always, like I said, I'm Josh. Over there is Ryan. And together with Ethan, we are all off the board. So we actually do have a lot of news this week. Unlike last week, where we had literally nothing. This week has been an exciting week for hockey news. And we actually, funny enough, just got some breaking news about 20-ish minutes ago. Jack Hughes took an extension with the New Jersey Devils. Now, I don't know what the terms of the contract are. I'm assuming Ryan's staring at it right now.
I am.
What do we got?
You want me to say?
Yep.
It is an 8x8, $64 million over the next 8 years. He has a modified no-trade clause in the last 4 years of it, with a 10-team no-trade list. $2 million signing bonus this year, and after that...
Is it just me, or is that, like, low?
I think this is going to be a deal that is going to be great value in years to come.
Yeah.
But right now, you have to keep in mind, while he was amazing at the start of this year, he's coming back tonight, which is another great thing. He's coming back tonight from the New Jersey Devils. In 2 years previous to this league, he has 21 points in 61 games and 31 points in 56 games.
Oh, yeah, didn't he?
Numbers,
he got crunched at the beginning of the year, didn't he?
He has been out. He is set to return tonight. So far this year, he has 3 points in 2 games, including 2 goals. And
they were nice goals, too.
Yeah.
Like, they were nice-looking goals he scored.
Absolutely. Early in this year, we highlighted his goals. One of them, a great celebrity threw a stick back and stand that. Didn't need that in it. I think this is going to be great value for the Devils in years to come. Right now, it's looking like that's not a lot of money.
Yeah.
Just because his stat line before this hasn't been super impressive. He did struggle a little bit to start of his career, but he's starting to come into his own now. And I think we're definitely going to be seeing some time him in this year for who's going to be first center. That said, I mean, props to him. He deserves this money. I can't wait to see what he does. We said team tonight. So, yeah, all in all, I think this is a good deal for the New Jersey Devils. Really sets up your 1-2 down the middle for the next 8 years or so. So, yeah.
What is blocking my window?
Oh.
I can't open my damn window.
Right.
Keep going.
While Josh figures out his window, I'm going to bring up a few other pieces of news before he says anything about Jack Hughes. Doug Wilson, GM of San Jose Sharks, is on medical leave. We don't know what's going on there, but thoughts and prayers to Doug Wilson. Hope he gets well soon. Chris Russell breaks the record for most blocked shots in the NHL.
Yeah, that's actually crazy.
Yeah, good for him. When you do something well, it works. Just got my stuff down there. That's why I'm looking that way. Other than that, we do have the big Montreal news, which we'll get to later in the show.
Your team is finally starting to turn a corner.
We did something. Brad Marchand, nicest guy in the world, suspended 3 games for flu footing, all reckoned to Marchand. It's a shame we don't have Ethan here to talk about it. Ekman Larson, obviously, on the Vancouver Canucks this year. He traded there.
Oh, we get hurt on the play?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think there's any talks of him being injured, but Marchand out for 3 games. That does lead me into the other piece of news that we had. Brady Tkachuk was bitten by Brendan Lemieux.
That's so disgusting, man. Like,
yeah.
I'm hoping my mic's picking up what I'm saying right now, but that is so disgusting and despicable. How do you bite someone? You're a professional goddamn athlete, and you're out there biting your opponent. And I want to know what was going through that guy's head. I can't get my window open. I've given up. But
probably nothing was going through Brendan Lemieux's head when he did that. There's been reports now that you guys built a brickhead. Kind of a dick. He's Claude Lemieux's son, who's surprised.
Kind of a dick. Kind of? He bit someone.
Yeah, he's a dick.
You're a professional athlete who makes a ton of money playing the sport that you supposedly love, and you just bit someone.
Yep. So it is a crazy thing to me. I can't believe he did it.
I can't either.
And we are still waiting to hear. There was an in-person hearing or a Zoom meeting can't do it in person right now. But yeah, a Zoom meeting for the suspension. So I don't think there's any limit. So I think that considers it in person as close as we can get. So I think that removes any limit there is for suspension. So we'll see what he gets.
It's gotta be what, a minimum of 5 games at least.
Minimum 5. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 16.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was 15 to 20. Honestly, like you can't.
Yeah.
Like, you can't bite someone. There's so many things in hockey that you can get away with. But as a decent human, you shouldn't be biting someone like that. Like,
no.
I think it was Tyson. Didn't he bite Holyfield's ear off in a boxing match? Or was it Mayweather?
Oh, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson.
Yeah. It was either Mayweather or Tyson. I can't remember. One of the other bit Holyfield's ear.
It was Mike Tyson. I think it was definitely Mike Tyson.
He bit Holyfield's goddamn ear off, and you can't, like, it's that. Man, I take like a lot of issue with him biting that guy. Like, there are not a lot of things that like grind my gears in hockey. Well, actually, there is a lot of things that the NHL does that grinds my gears. But like this, if they let him get away with anything less than 5 games, and the maximum fine's only gonna be $5,000 because that's all they can do. But if they give him a minimum of like, let's say they give him 3 games, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna absolutely lose my mind. But you can't get away with that. Come on.
You can't get away with it. Brandon Lemieux, it's also worth noting, he's a repeated. Suspended 2 games in November 2018 for illegal check to the head of Vinny Trocheck.
Did he apologize?
July 2020, he was suspended 2 games for illegal check that injured Stongskoi. I don't think there's been any news on an apology from him to Brady Tkachuk from Brandon Lemieux, but Brady Tkachuk did have some comments. Let's see if I can pull those up.
They were probably something along the lines of, "Why the hell did he bite me?" Like, actually, it's probably more vulgar than that, but
I believe he called it gutless. Was the sound bite.
It would. I would agree. I wish we had this clip. I wish I knew that there was an actual clip out there of him talking about that. I would have recorded it earlier. But
he called it gutless. Called him a brickhead, so nobody likes him. Yeah, it was the most gutless thing somebody could ever do. Nobody ever wants to play with him. This guy is a bad guy and a bad teammate. He focuses himself all the time. He said he's a joke and shouldn't be in the league. No other team wants him. He's going to be begging to be in the NHL. The team's going to want him. He's an absolute joke. I can't even wrap my head around this. People don't even do this. He's just a bad guy.
Well, yeah, it's that's not a hockey play. Like,
no.
There's been, I don't think in history there's been anyone. I'm probably wrong. Someone's definitely bit someone in this league, but like,
yeah,
it has to be like a one-off situation. Like, there's definitely there's not an issue of people going around biting people in the NHL. The closest we had was Marchand trying to lick. Who did he lick again? Back when he had that licking thing.
Lick a guy.
What was his suspension for that lick? Just real quick while you look that up for me, because if they're gonna give him less for the same that Marchand got for licking someone, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Marchand did not get any supplemental discipline for that, nor was he penalized. Just licked a dude in 2018 in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Callahan did it. Weird.
Like, today, if I went up to Ryan and licked him, he could say I was assaulting him with bodily fluids. Like, actually,
true. But if you came up and licked me, I would probably just punch you in the face.
No, you wouldn't.
I absolutely would.
Next time I'm in Fredericton, we'll see.
You're gonna lick me.
Yeah, maybe.
Please don't lick me.
I'm a wild cannon, Ryan.
You're not my girlfriend, all right? Please don't lick me.
Whoa!
Not she would ever do that. Not that.
Whoa! I'm gonna have to omit that from the record. Apparently.
No. Josh, don't lick me. Licking people is weird. It's just
I agree.
Weird.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So that's enough about.
Before we go on to the next bit of news, I want to get this out real quick. So, I don't know who it was, but man, shout out to the one person in Finland that listened to our podcast.
Yeah, shout out to that guy.
I don't know. I was looking at our statistics today just out of curiosity, and 97% of our listeners are in Canada. 3% of them are in Finland. And I'm like, why? I assume it's because of the Finnish Gary Busey episode.
Oh my god, if it is.
I'm assuming it was, but that's hilarious.
That would be awesome.
I hope so. I hope that person reaches out on Spotify and there, because it's on Spotify. And they go, yeah, saw you in Finland, bud. Like, hell yeah, dog, thank you. Like, that made my day when I saw that, I'm not gonna lie. So shout out to whoever that was in Finland.
Shout out to that guy. Other piece of news, Matt Murray was put on waivers.
See ya, bye-bye.
Cleared waivers, made it to, is going to report to Belleville,
I don't think he's, I don't know. You think he's gonna come back?
I think he probably does come back eventually. I don't know if it'll be for the Senators, but yeah, it's unfortunate. He's just not been quite the player that he was in Pittsburgh. I don't know.
I mean, he hasn't been that player in a long time, to be fair. Like, I mean, I don't know if Matt Murray was ever good. Well, he was good. I don't know. I don't know if
he was good. Other than that,
but that's the thing. I don't know if he was good or if the system he was playing in was just really, really good. Because think about it like this.
But like,
I mean,
yeah.
You had Sidney Crosby, one of the best leaders in the world, as the captain of that team, and they had good teams those two runs. Like,
yeah, they did.
So it's
like defense, though, their defense was kind of questionable, at least for some of those runs.
This is true.
But
like, how did Matt do in the regular season the next year? Like, was he the starter again? And that after they won the first one, who was the starter at the start of year 2? I think it was Fleury again, wasn't it?
I believe him and Fleury split time that year. Actually, no, he played 49 games. The year they won the cup, the year they won the first cup, played 13 games. The year after, he played 49 when they won the second cup. The year after.
How many? Or what was his goals against save percentage?
In the regular season, the first year there was a starter at 923, 241 goals against. Second year, 907, 929. The year after
second year was the one he was starting.
Those were the 2 years they started. Actually, played 49 games both years. The first year he had without Marc-Andre Fleury, where he played 50 games. He had a 919 and 269. Since then, he has not been above 900.
So the thing is, right? Even a 269, that's an average. Like that's not that's not outstanding. You're not the worst goalie in the league, but if you have a 269 on Pittsburgh, you obviously have some issue somewhere that people are exploiting, because you're getting scored on almost 3 times a game. And then he went to somewhere else that didn't have the system that he's used to playing with, and he's not succeeding well at all. It looks bad.
That's the other thing. You have to give some consideration that at least 33 of these games he played in Ottawa. Admittedly, he played 38 games and still had similar stats the last year in Pittsburgh before he tripped.
But that's the thing. I believe that this Senators team with a goalie would be way better. Like, if they had someone that's not Matt Murray.
Now, you're right. Actually, you said Ottawa. Never mind. I was going to talk about Tristan Jarry.
Don't they still have Joey Decord?
They lost one goalie to
Vegas or Seattle.
I don't know if it was Joey Decord or Seattle.
Actually, I think it was Joey Decord. I think
it was Joey Decord too.
So I don't think that the Senators have a contingency plan for this. I think that the Senators last year at the expansion draft protection were like, I think Matt Murray is going to be the better option than Joey Decord. And I bet you
still have one guy. They have somebody else, I think. Philip Gustafson.
Oh, well, that's not a great contingency plan. I would have rather had Joey Decord. Like, if I was the GM of the Senators, which I'm not, and I'm also a Leafs fan, and I don't have any business background, but if that was me, I would have said, okay, Matt Murray, we're not protecting you. We're protecting Joey Decord. Because why would you let the younger goalie walk when he's got so much more potential than Matt Murray? You've seen what Matt Murray can do with your team. It's not good. If you want to say, okay, he won 2 Stanley Cups, you're right. He won those on the Penguins with one of the best hockey players we've ever seen. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's like how
it might have been a cat salary because Ottawa may have needed for and
they could have signed they could have signed someone to a giant deal. I mean, they signed Tkachuk going into the year.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, they could have just gone to some random vet that was a free agent and gone, hey, here's $4 million. Play for us for 1 year. And you might not even play, but you're going to get $4 million. I'd take that deal.
They could have.
Yeah. Like that, we don't see that a lot in the NHL, but I know that in my rebuilds, when I've done them on NHL, the games, sometimes you have a lot of money. And sometimes you need to hit the salary floor when you're rebuilding. So I've signed some vets to like $4 million contracts before and just gone, here, sit here, wait. You'll be there if an injury happens.
Yeah. You could do that. Matt Murray, gone, down to Belleville. Moving on. Evander Kane.
Never gonna play again. Yeah. Not North America. Never.
Also put on waivers, put back on and sent down, cleared waivers. Evidently, people offered to... The Sharks had offered people to trade him for half that value, to eat half his contract, and still nobody took it.
Why would anyone? Why would you? Why would you?
Yeah.
This is the only team that would do it is Carolina, because they love putting cancerous hockey players on their team. Tony DeAngelo.
I mean,
I don't like that guy.
Yeah. There were actually talks that Vancouver. There were rumors Vancouver might be interested. That was shot down by Vancouver. Vancouver came out and said, "We're not."
I would too. Like, Vancouver's got enough issues right now. I know that they're struggling to score goals, but you really want to bring someone in like that? There's rumors that Bo Horvat's getting traded. The last thing you need is to lose a guy like Bo Horvat and bring in Evander Kane. That is tough. Even at half the guy's damn salary. Because I don't even think he's vaccinated yet.
He is fully vaccinated. The Sharks assistant GM came out and said, yes, he's fully vaccinated.
Really?
So, yeah, I don't know why he had a fake card, but
because he wasn't vaccinated. I don't believe that he was vaccinated when he had that fake card. I will believe that I believe he's probably vaccinated now, but still, the guy is never gonna suit. I'm telling you right now, anyone listening to this, he's never gonna suit up in an AHL game. He's never gonna suit up in an NHL game. His only option left is to go play in Russia, because apparently in Russia, allegations and stuff don't fucking matter. That's where Jake Virtanen went. I have no problem saying that. Fuck Jake Virtanen.
Yeah, I definitely see him going to Europe. He is reporting to the AHL affiliate of the Sharks, though he might play a few games there. But
I don't see it. I don't see him wanting to play down there, and I don't see the players on the team wanting him to play or accepting him. It's like how on the Sharks, they're like, we don't want you here. We don't want you in the locker room. We don't want you on the ice. We don't want you in the hotel. We don't want you anywhere near our team. Because all you do is complain and cause issues.
Admittedly, he might stick around in North America just long enough to get paid out his contract. He did file for bankruptcy, I believe last year, so I wouldn't be surprised if he sticks it out just to get the paycheck.
There are some things, though, with filing for bankruptcy that do give you the ability to clear all of your debt immediately and then just not have to worry about it. And if he went to the KHL, he would be getting paid anyway.
We're not going to get into the tax law.
No, I don't want to get into the tax stuff of bankruptcy, but I'm just saying there are some cases where they would wipe his entire debt board away, and then he would just have to...
I feel like this may not be one of those cases. But moving on, let's get away from that. Before we start talking about the Montreal stuff, Jake Debrusk. There are rumors that Jake Debrusk may be getting...
To where? For what?
I don't know. What would you pay for Jake Debrusk? I think roughly 30, 40 points goal.
As a Leafs fan, nothing.
Maybe not to the Leafs, but for $3.675 million, 1 year until he's 25 years old.
What do you think that the Bruins want for him? Because I can tell you what I think they want.
All right, what do you think that they want?
Defenseman.
You're probably right. They want defenseman. I wouldn't be surprised if they want.
I'm pretty sure their top guy is McAvoy and Grizzlick right now.
Yeah, but I mean McAvoy's good. They just need somebody else.
And Grizzlick's not even a 4. Grizzlick might be a 4. He's not a 3. He's not a 2. He might be a he's a top 6. I don't even think he's a top 4. And you have him on the top pair with Charlie McAvoy. So if you're gonna trade,
I wouldn't be surprised if they went for picks.
I know what they're doing.
What are they gonna do? Oh no, Josh. What's your thoughts?
I mean, they could go to Carolina and be like, "Hey, heard that Tony DeAngelo guy's pretty good at hockey again."
There's no fucking way that the Boston, their culture's too good to bring a guy like that.
But that's the thing. It's Boston. They have a good culture. They could fix a guy like that. It's the same reason I believe they could probably fix Evander Kane. I don't think they want to.
No.
I don't think anyone wants to.
I also think the Boston Bruins know the position they're in, know the guys that are getting older on it.
I mean, they know Tuukka Rask is coming back.
Tuukka Rask is coming back. That's the other thing. He was actually spotted on practices. In their practice.
So we know he's gonna sign in probably January and be playing in February at the latest. Mm-hmm. Honestly, okay, so Boston does. I genuinely do believe that Boston needs a defenseman, and that's why they're trading this guy. Because right now Boston has they're playing the Atlantic. They have 18 games played. They're 11-7. They've scored 56 goals and let in 51. Now, letting in 51 is actually not bad at all, because it puts them in contendency with like the Lightning, who have only let in 56. The Panthers have only let in 56, and the Leafs have only let in 49. And the Leafs have played 5 more games than the Bruins. So I don't think that maybe goal scoring is the problem. I don't know, but because they've only scored 56 goals, so they are trailing behind in goal scoring. But like,
I mean, it's the Bruins though.
But
goal scoring has never been really the thing. It's always been more a defensive system.
You're about to trade, because that's the thing. What are you doing? You're trading Jake Debrusk for another forward? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. You're not going to trade for a goalie because you know you have Tuukka Rask coming back, so you have to be going for defenseman here. I don't know who that.
Or the other possibility is they know that, hey, our guys aren't getting any younger. Maybe it's starting to start thinking about going for some picks, building a little more of the draft.
If you were going to do that, why would you be trading DeBrusk? Why wouldn't you be trading Bergevin or Marchand, one of the guys who are older, or Krejci?
Krejci would probably be... Krejci's gone, but Krejci went to Europe.
Oh, well then, yeah. I could see them trading a vet.
Bergevin and Marchand are never going to... I think if you're going to trade somebody, Taylor Hall's probably your guy. Maybe Charlie Coyle. If you're trying to clean house and you're trying to get picks, then those are the guys you're moving. I don't think they're trying to move for picks. I think they're trying to move to win, because it's Boston, Ryan. You know it just as well as I do. If Boston makes the playoffs, they're going to kick and scream, and they're going to give whoever they play a hard time. There's not going to be a sweep. Anytime you play against Boston, it's not going to be a sweep. They're probably going to be trading for defensemen.
But who? With who?
There are supposedly 8 different teams interested and more coming in. So
who has an overabundance of defensemen that would want a forward? Carolina, like that, but Carolina is really strong already. Like, they don't need a Debrusk.
Carolina doesn't need a forward.
You guys do, but you guys don't have a defenseman trade.
Oh yeah, we do. Oh yeah, we are clearing house. We'll get into that in a second. But there's no chance in hell Boston makes a trade with the Montreal Canadiens.
They're not gonna trade with Washington. They wouldn't trade with the Devils or Flyers. Like, it would be a West team probably. Blackhawks make no sense. The Stars don't really make any sense.
Who does Chicago have?
They have a bunch of young guys. I don't think I think it'd be more than McCabe. I could see them going to the Ducks. And asking for someone like Manson or Shattenkirk.
Yeah, maybe Lindholm.
Yeah, well, I think Lindholm's the best out of all 3 of them, so that's why I was going for the other 2. But
Lindholm would also be the guy that you'd probably have to get.
But the thing is, like, I see that actually working because then the Ducks get more goal scoring and Boston gets more defense, which is two things that those two teams need right now, or and Boston especially is going to need because they need Tuukka Rask, right? This team,
They could also look at Seattle.
it's true. This team is not the same without Tuukka Rask, and I'm a Leafs fan, but even Ryan will agree with me. Boston, the Bruins aren't the same without Tuukka backstopping them. This
No.
iteration of them at least.
No.
I don't fear playing Boston like I used to. You might still, because you guys are at the bottom of the division. Actually, you're not at the bottom of the division anymore. The Sens are lower than y'all.
Oh Senators. Woohoo!
Oh my god.
And they're gonna lose again because tomorrow they play the Canucks, and Canucks are gonna win.
I mean,
they're gonna do it.
Man, you guys are getting really close to the Coyotes on goal difference, man. There's a 7-goal gap between you and the Coyotes now.
Do we just want to get into the Habs?
Yes.
Do we just want to do it? All right.
Yes.
The Montreal Canadiens fired Marc Bergevin and Trevor Timmins.
Can I say it this way?
Yeah.
The Montreal Canadiens fire. Fire Bergevin.
Okay.
Get him gone. Get him gone.
Marc Bergevin, I am sad to see go, but happy he's gone. Like, it was time for a change, though.
Bittersweet, man. Bittersweet.
Bittersweet. Marc Bergevin, I will tell you one thing. Nobody loved his team. There's not a single GM in this league that loves his team like Bergevin loved the Canadiens.
Yeah.
There was genuine love between him and his team. And I'm glad that there's a change happening. I'm glad we're going in a new direction.
Mm-hmm.
I am sad to see him go, and I wish him only the best. That said, Trevor Timmins is gone. Holy fuck!
Who?
He was our assistant GM. He was the guy that
the
was
head
in
of
charge of scouting.
Isn't that the head of scouting for you guys? Yeah.
Yeah.
You hated this guy. You were complaining about him 2 weeks ago.
Scouting was god awful for far too fucking long.
Yeah.
We've had a few good picks in the last couple of years, but if you look at our draft history, we are probably the worst team in the league in drafting and developing our players.
Yeah, I feel bad for Cole Caulfield, man.
I mean, Cole Caulfield's admittedly not been too bad. In the last couple of years, he's gotten a little bit better.
No, I don't mean Caulfield as a player. I mean Caulfield as getting. I'm not gonna say you guys are wasting his talent, but like, there's an issue somewhere. If Caulfield is supposed to be this high talent player, like everyone was saying he was gonna be, why does he have like 2 points in 14 games?
He has 3 points in 16 games. Not every player is Austin Matthews. Josh, they need a little bit of time.
But Ryan, you even have to admit with me that that's not.
I'm not talking about Caulfield. I'm not talking about Caulfield. If you look at our drafting in the last few years, we've had one player since 2, 3. I don't even think. Yeah, like 4 players since 2012. Marc Bergevin took over in 2012. That was his first year drafting. We've had 4 players play over 100 games for us. 5 if you can't count Kiemi. Yeah, 5 if you can't count Kiemi played over 100 games for us. That were actual draft picks of the Montreal Canadiens. In the last 9 years, our drafting has been terrible. Our player development's been terrible. Romanov's looked pretty good. He was a pick. Caulfield's looked good. He was a pick. There are a few other guys that look good and could be, and they're all from the last few years. But oh my God, was it bad? So long. We took guys like McCarron, Durbeck, Juleson, all of these project players that did not pan out. Like, Arturi Likkinen looked good. 2013 draft. Grabbed him. Good for him. Galchenyuk was our pick in the first round of 2012. Admittedly, it wasn't a great draft year.
I like Galchenyuk. I still do. Too bad the Leafs couldn't come to a term with him because I actually liked him on the Leafs.
Yeah, but like, there's just nothing here of any value. Like Victor Mete, and we took Mikhail Sergachev in 2016. I thought was a great pick, and then we traded him. Evidently, we got Jonathan Duran. Jonathan Duran's been good, but hey, we're the Montreal Canadiens. We need a defenseman right now. Oh, Mikhail Sergachev. Admittedly, Mikhail Sergachev is kind of a brickhead, and I don't like him that much.
Any day of the week, if you came to me and said, Josh, would you rather have Drouin or Sergachev? Sergachev.
I thought it's 2020.
All day. I know it's 2020, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. That said, we are now in the search for a new GM. We hired Jeff Gordon. he was working with the New York Rangers, and now is the president of hockey ops for the Montreal Canadiens. Yeah, executive vice president of hockey ops for.
I actually learned last week that Montreal didn't actually have a president of hockey operations until this, so they've just been letting Bergevin run all of his ideas by himself for the past however many years, because
it was him and Mr. Molson.
Yes, but Mr. Molson only cares about what puts butts in my seat and puts money in my pocket, so he doesn't care about what Bergevin does.
Our owner isn't terrible.
No, so I'm not saying your owner is terrible, but I'm just saying right now, there's no way that guy stopped anything that Bergevin wanted to do. I bet you
it was Bergevin's team. It was 100% Bergevin.
I bet you the phone call for the Shea Weber trade was, hey, I'm trading for Shea Weber, I'm trading PK. Okay, cool. Click.
Yeah, that was more or less how it went. But we now have Jeff Gordon. He saw great success as GM of the Bruins. He was the guy who got Phil Kessel, Lucic, and traded Raycroft for Rask. Lots of good things there. They rebuilt.
I bet you he did do that, Ryan.
Yeah. And then trade. I think he was also the guy that traded Phil Kessel to the Leafs.
Yeah, but that trade wasn't bad. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Also signed Zdeno Chara and Marc Savard. Both very good. And then went to the Rangers. I believe he was the guy that was fired through the whole thing with them calling out the league over the Narn.
Yeah, he was.
Something. He was the guy that got fired for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's now president of hockey ops, and now we're looking for GM. We do have some candidates, but I'll let you say what you're saying.
Well, it's Montreal, so it has to be a French Canadian because you guys' stupid rule. So who are the candidates, Ryan? Do I even recognize any of them?
All right, you will recognize a few of these.
Is it Patrick Waugh?
Patrick Waugh is one of the guys on the list.
One of my buddies yesterday. Actually, you know who it was. It was Matt. Matt's like, I want Patrick Waugh. I'm like, really? He's like, yep.
I don't. I like Patrick Waugh. I do.
He saw success in.
I wouldn't mind him seeing him start sort of maybe a coaching role, maybe if he wants to come back to the organization, but I don't think he's the guy to be a GM.
I don't know. I thought he did pretty good in Colorado. He just couldn't.
As the coach, he was the coach of Colorado.
Yeah, but I also think I don't know. I think he's got more. I don't think the coaching role suited him very well.
Yeah, he was also vice president of hockey ops in Colorado, by the way, while also being coach.
Is he?
But he was. He's no longer. He
was coach and vice president of hockey ops. So he was the coach, which is one step below his GM, and he was one step above his GM as well.
Yeah, they were pretty close.
Interesting. That's interesting to me.
Another name that you've recognized that is potentially in the running. Not a ton has been talked about it, but Roberto Luongo from Montreal.
There's no way Roberto is living in Florida right now. Come on. There's no way. There's no way that guy's gonna be like, you know what? All my kids are in school. I'm gonna move from Florida back to Montreal, deal with the crappy Canadian winters. Like, not yet. Maybe in a few years, but not yet.
Okay. I think he could maybe come back.
I think he'd be your next GM after this next one kicks it. Maybe. So I don't think you guys. I'll be honest with you. I don't think this next GM is gonna. I don't know. Montreal's a tough market to win in, man. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
You know the media is shitty. They're gonna ride you from day one. I think that I don't know. Who do you want? You want Luongo, don't you?
No. Let me get to the guys who've never heard of it. All right. Mathieu Darche.
Who?
He is currently the assistant. I believe he's director of hockey ops for the Tampa Bay Lightning. He's from Quebec. He did play for the Habs once upon a time, ended his career. But he's currently president of director of hockey ops for the Tampa Bay Lightning, doing good things there. He has been since 2019. I think he's done well there. Tampa's obviously done very well. He only came in 2019, in May of 2019. So how much of the success is his? we don't know, but he's been, I believe, working partially on the salary cap issues with them. So I think he would be a good choice, but he's not necessarily the guy. The guy I think is probably the guy. Martin Madden. He is the assistant GM of the Ducks. He's been with the Ducks for 14 years. He's been the head of scouting. And there was a great write-up on Reddit. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Yeah. He did very good things in Martin Madden Jr. did great things in Anaheim as a assistant GM. He was responsible for drafting guys like Vatanen, Palmieri, Fowler, Josh Manson, Will Carlson, John Gibson, Rickard Rakell, Anderson, Lindholm, Shea Theodore, Andre Cass, Brendan Montour, Marcus Pettersson, Troy Terry.
Andre Casse, actually.
Andre Casse. Sorry, my bad.
Good.
Also drafted guys like Nick Ritchie, Josh Mahora, Sam Steele looked good, Max Comtois looked good, Isaac Lundstrom looked good, Trevor Zegras who looks great.
Wow.
It's very early for his year.
To be fair, if you have a pick in the top 10, you should be hitting on picks. I'm sorry. I know that you guys missed a couple of them, but like if you have picks in the top 10, you should be hitting.
Yeah. But like he took Palmieri in 26th overall. That year, we took Louis LeBlanc, 18. Yeah. Will Carlson, he took 53rd overall. We took Nathan Beaulieu, 17th that year.
William Carlson immediately got traded to Columbus, so I wouldn't put your high horse on that pick very much. Yeah.
That same draft, he took John Gibson and Rickard Rakell.
Yeah. John Gibson was
we took after we selected Nathan Beaulieu. Beaulieu, by the way.
Yeah, John Gibson was a late pick.
He was in the second round, 39th.
I thought he was third. Oh, I guess not.
Nope. And Rickard Rakell was 30th overall.
Well, yeah, but Ryan, here's the
he took 6th overall for Galchenyuk, 3rd.
I want to point this out though.
Yeah.
So your thinking right now is very just, I don't care what the team looks like, it's just who is the best player. You guys would have never drafted John Gibson. Never. Not in a million years.
Right.
I will say yes, but I will say this. In that draft class, you know this just as well as I do. Galchenyuk was much more of a high talented prospect than Lindholm was. Lindholm was more of a project. Galchenyuk was supposed to be a guarantee, and he didn't pan out in Montreal. But I don't blame him in Montreal because he has had to play in some of the hardest markets there are.
Yeah, he has.
But he actually succeeded in Toronto. Well, come on, Arizona's a joke.
He did great in Montreal when he was here.
He did great in Toronto too.
Yeah. Another great pick, Shea Theodore, probably going to the Olympics for Canada this year. Took one pick after we took Michael McCarron.
Who?
Exactly.
What round was that?
First round. We took McCarron 25th. He took Shea Theodore 26th. Guess.
I mean, it also but right now. Sounds like to me, Ryan, there's 24 other GMs that missed on that pick too. I wouldn't beat Bergevin up too much.
2013 wasn't a bad draft year.
I'm pretty sure that's the one. Pretty sure that's the one where the Leafs took Frederick Gauthier at pick 13. So I wouldn't beat yourself up over that too much.
Other guys that came in just before him. Yeah, you guys took Gauthier, admittedly. Burakovsky was 2 picks ahead of McCarron, 22nd.
Burakovsky, but he only panned out late. He never looked like a talent until now.
Domi, Horvat, Nishkison, Ristolainen, Nurse, Monahan, Lindholm, and then McKinnon, Barkov, Jones. They're all like top 5 picks. Those are all like that was the start of the draft.
It's kind of like
lots
Ryan,
of great picks there. We did not.
We're gonna we can keep talking about your candidates if you want, but where does this lead you guys this year? What's the rest of the year look like for Montreal?
Rebuild. Just play out what you can, trade whoever we can at the deadline.
So you're
I think
you as a House fan right now, just like Petrie, Gallagher, Price maybe those guys, you're fine with selling selling the farm. You're selling the house. You're selling the house.
Here's who I would start with. Toffoli, gone. Surratt, gone. Yeah. Petrie, probably looking at trading him. Gallagher, maybe if you can find a good deal for maybe like he's the heart and soul of this team.
I mean,
yes,
the thing
he's gonna
is,
be overpaid for the next 2 years, but god damn, I don't want to see him go.
Ryan, here's the thing about Montreal right now, right? Like,
Yeah.
so you're committing to a full rebuild. Full rebuilds are normally 3 or 4 years. Gallagher is already what, 33, 32, 31?
20.
Are you sure he's not 30 now?
No. Brendan Gallagher is 29.
Interesting. Okay, well, either way, you guys finish this rebuild, he's 33, and you just admitted that he's going to be overpaid for the next 3 years.
Yeah,
So,
I'm saying he could maybe get moved. He's also the heart and soul of this team. Like, Shea Weber was overpaid.
yeah, but if you're...
Nobody cared.
Well, I don't believe... I'll be 100% honest with you right now. I believe none of that. I believe that Shea Weber was not overpaid. None. Not at all. Not at all.
As a Habs fan, he was.
Do you want to know what? Do you want to know why I believe he's not overpaid, or he wasn't overpaid?
Sure.
You guys made it to the Stanley Cup final last year with Shea Weber. What are you guys doing right now? Rebuilding.
We made the Stanley Cup final last year with Brendan Gallagher too. He was a big part of that cup run.
I also believe that Shea Weber was... Yeah, but you guys still have Gallagher now. I'm telling you right now, Shea Weber was what was holding your guys' team together. 100%.
Look at the stats from last year in the regular
season. It's
not
about points.
The games that we played with Brendan Gallagher versus the games we played without Brendan Gallagher, we are 100% a better team when Gallagher plays. 100%.
But I believe you're 100% or 150% a better team when Shea Weber plays. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about the points that Shea Weber put up, Ryan. It's about the leadership that the guy It's about the leadership that the guy gave. 100%.
Yeah, and guess what? Brendan Gallagher's gonna be the next captain of this team.
And that doesn't matter. He's there right now. What is he doing?
He's one of like 3 players who go out there and play with like they give a shit. That's what he's doing. And Josh, I know you keep talking about like, oh yeah, Shea Weber, you made the cup without him. You made the cup final without him. Now what are you doing? We also made the cup final with Carey Price, and we don't have him right now. That's the bigger issue. We don't have Shea Weber right now. Big what
Ryan,
do we do? We don't have
you're telling me that
not the biggest part of that.
But you're telling me right now, Carey Price is going to fix your guys' problem with everything.
No.
Like that's exactly the thing. If you guys had Shea Weber, you guys would not
anymore. It would actually Carey Price or Philip Noah would do far more for this team than Shea Weber.
I don't think you guys would be sitting at negative 30 goal difference if you guys had Shea Weber on the ice. I just don't think you would.
I think we'd be sitting at maybe minus 20.
I don't think you would be, because I think that you're sleeping on the fact that Shea Weber made Jeff Petrie a much better hockey player.
I think you're right. But Josh,
like that's
you. I know you have a good opinion here. I agree. Shea Weber was a big part of that. He was not the biggest part of that. He's not as good as people thought he was. He struggled a lot over the last few years.
I think you're sleeping on some of the other things he did for your team. Like it's not right. It's not always about going out there and putting up points. It's not.
I know that, Josh. I am telling you though. Other than he
led your team in hits.
No, he didn't.
Last year, I'm fairly certain he led your team in hits.
I'm not gonna look that up because hits are fucking sensible. But he did not. Romanov leads our hits this year.
Romanov
Cal Fleury, a rookie defenseman, led our team in hits.
Where's Cal Fleury right now?
He is somewhere in the Seattle organization, I think. Maybe he might be on waivers.
He's in Seattle. Not on waivers.
Yeah. He was on waivers. I think he's playing in the NHL right now. But like Shea Weber, yes, big tough. Yes, did a lot of leadership things. Those are all things Brendan Gallagher can do, and I think that's what he's going to do. And we're getting away from the idea of Brendan Gallagher's probably one guy you could trade, maybe not. I don't know. More important guys to trade though: Dvorak, Toffoli, Sherratt, Petrie. Those are the bigger pieces to trade out.
I just believe that Shea Weber is just more. Like, I'm sorry, I believe he's super impactful on your guys' team. Like I think
he is. I think Gallagher was more.
I think that this year you guys, like, out of everyone that you're missing, I know you guys miss Carey Price a lot, but I think that Shea Weber would make this team at least closer to 500 than they're sitting. They wouldn't be a 4-win team with Shea Weber. They wouldn't be. I believe that he. Well, I believe
Carey Price or Philip, we'd be better.
I believe that, Ryan. Here's my reason behind everything that I'm saying right now. You just said like 5 minutes ago that only 3 guys are going out there and looking like they give a shit every night. And Gallagher's one of them, right?
Yeah.
You know just as well as I do that Shea Weber would go out there and give a shit, and as your captain, he'd probably motivate some of the other guys, especially with all the injuries he's dealing with. If he actually did play.
Josh,
I'm not wrong.
As a guy who's watched this team for the last 3 years and watching Shea Weber play, you're wrong.
It's not.
I think you play like he gives a shit. I don't think it would matter.
I think that he'd motivate some of his other players around. That's what a captain does. That's why you guys made him the captain. I don't think that you calling me calling me wrong there is right, because I don't think I'm wrong. I'm fairly certain that him being the captain of your team makes more players motivated and wanting to play. If they didn't care, they wouldn't have won that series last year against us. They wouldn't have won the next series. They obviously cared when he was there. Can I finish what I'm saying real quick?
Go ahead. Fine.
When you have an injury and you're playing through your injury, players look up to that and they respect that. Shea Weber had been playing through a fuck ton of injuries. Just because we didn't know about it doesn't mean they didn't know about it. They saw it. They saw the grind that he was going through. You gotta respect that. Come on, he was your damn captain, man. Like, respect that.
Josh, you're absolutely right. He does bring a lot of intangibles. I'm telling you.
Well, no, you called me wrong. You straight up called me wrong. That's why I went on that rant.
You were going a little off, but Brendan Gallagher, I'm telling you, can do all the things that Shea Weber did for that team.
So why isn't he doing it now?
Because he hasn't been getting to the C yet, and I think he should be.
Do you think that you
don't underestimate how much that the letter on the chest matters?
He's wearing an A.
I think a C means the C just means more. It just does. I think Gallagher does do all those things. He does inspire the team, but we're still missing so many pieces. It doesn't matter how inspired they are.
Like, Ryan, this is the one time that as a Leafs fan, I'm going to actually I'm trying to be on the side of the Habs here. Like, I genuinely do believe that Shea Weber would make your team better if he wasn't hurt.
He absolutely would make the team better. He absolutely would make the team better.
But I believe that I'm not disagreeing with that statement that you're making about Carey Price. I agree. I'm just saying that I think you're sleeping on Shea Weber being more of an impact player. Because you called me wrong when I said that he would be impacting the games. No,
he's absolutely going to be impacting the games. You're not wrong.
Well, that's what you made me feel like when you called me wrong. I'm like, I'm not wrong.
I didn't mean to make you feel wrong about that. I just don't think he's going to be as impactful as people think he was. I think he has not been as good as people think he was.
But I think it's a presence thing. Like, don't you agree with that part of it at least? That it doesn't matter how good he was actually playing. It's just a presence of being there.
Absolutely, and that's what he was good at, and he wasn't doing enough.
Well, I don't know if I agree with that.
Right.
I think he was doing his damn best.
We need to move off of Shea Weber. He's LTIR. He's probably never going to play.
He's never going to play again, but you talked about him being brought on as a coach.
Yeah, I think he could make a coach. But more importantly, that we start talking about who I think is going to replace Marc Bergevin, and I want to keep talking. I think Martin Madden Jr. is probably the guy who replaces Marc Bergevin as GM. Matthew Darch could probably do it, but I don't think he is. I think if you hire him to be your GM, though, there are 2 other guys that I think are great assistant GMs. One of those guys is Danny. Danny Briere, to me, would be a great assistant GM. At least to run something like the AHL team. Something to get him started. I think this is a guy who could potentially be a great executive in hockey soon. He's from Gatineau. He's from Quebec. Played for the Habs at the end of his career. Definitely a guy I think could be very good. He's currently doing stuff with the Maine Mariners in the ECHL.
You really want to give a guy with 0 experience the reins to your team, though? Honestly,
no. That's why I said assistant GM, maybe run the AHL team, and then if you can, maybe get Matthew Darch to be another assistant GM who can kind of do some stuff.
Fairly certain there's only one GM spot. You'd have to give one of them like the head scouting position, kind of like what the Leafs ended up doing with Debrusk, because Debrusk was the assistant GM, and what was his name? DJ Smith was the head coach down there, but it was our head of scouting. I have it on the tip of my tongue. Whatever. When that happened, he was the head of the scouting, and Dubas was the assistant GM. And so when they said Dubas is going to be the GM, he quit. He just left.
Yeah, you can have multiple assistant GMs. Calgary runs multiple assistant GMs. So is Colorado. So is Columbus.
That's
So
interesting.
Detroit.
That just
Montreal
seems like
did.
a bad.
It's
That
not
just
known to
seems
me
like
was
a bad
another.
decision.
Yeah.
Having more
Why?
than one. Just a lot
I mean,
of heads.
it's assistant GM. They all report to the GM.
No, I know. It just seems like there's a lot of talking heads in one room.
I mean, you have to look at somebody to look over scouting, somebody to look over.
Well, yeah, but that's why you have the head of scouting department.
I mean, yeah, but like I don't know. I think though, a leadership group of Darsh, Martin Madden Jr., and Danny Briere would be a great trio for this team. Whether you give Darsh or Madden Jr. The GM spot and one the other like head of scouting assistant GM kind of thing, it's up to you. Danny Briere, I think, would be a good addition though. I think he'd be very interesting. I think there's also a lot of talk that he could be. He's also in that talks. Like, there's been rumors that he could be one of them. So I'm excited to see who we bring in. I think for the most part, though, Jeff Gordon is going to be the guy.
So you are
like,
one.
You guys have the Shannon plan. You guys have
yeah,
the Shannon plan.
For the rest of the year, he'll be the interim GM probably.
No, we're gonna hire someone before the end of the year.
I don't see you guys making a hire until the end of the year, the end of the season, and I think that Jeff Gordon's just kind of gonna sit on his hands for the first few weeks, do a lot of stuff internally that we're not gonna see, and then we're gonna start seeing trades rifle up. Because Shanahan, when he got hired, did start making moves immediately when he got there. There are things that you're gonna see change in Montreal. I think that Jeff Gordon's the right decision to be your guys' president of player operations or hockey operations, but
Hey Josh, do you know that currently the Leafs have two assistant GMs?
I did know that. I knew one of them. I thought that they fired the other one. I guess that's
Brent Pridham and Lawrence Gillum.
Yeah, I thought that the second guy had gotten fired, but
no, still there.
Anyways,
no, this could be I don't know. This list is this is also last year's list. Yeah. Oh, well.
I don't remember what I was saying.
Neither do I.
President of hockey operations, good move. A lot of moves gonna happen. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Wrap up everything. There was a rumor that Patrick Waugh maybe talking about it for that job as well, because he wasn't present at the Great British practice this morning in the queue. He's been coaching. So we'll see where that goes, but I don't know.
I mean, just because they're interviewing the guy doesn't mean he's gonna get the position. But
exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where we go with it.
So you're done. You're punting on the year, right? 100% right now.
With this move and the fact there's Molson did say that he's not scared of a rebuild. He's not afraid of it. So.
Wow. I mean, if you're the owner, what kind of position would you be putting yourself in though if you admitted to being afraid of a rebuild?
I mean, there's not a ton of guys that would just go out there and be like, yeah, I'm willing to rebuild, such as an owner.
Yeah,
but
I suppose, yeah.
It is worth noting that Jeff Molson will continue to be president of the Montreal Canadiens. So he'll be president. Jeff Gordon will be president of Hockey Ops.
Oh well, yeah. That's essentially the president tag is just the owner of the team. Like the Leafs president is the MLSE.
I'm just looking through some notes from Jeff's press conference he had the other day. Yeah, there's no other changes coming right now. Coming weeks, we'll be looking for a GM.
You think Ducharme is going to go too?
Actually, I was about to mention that. Jeff Molson was asked about it. He said, "I don't make coaching decisions." So it'll be up to Jeff Gordon,
that's the easy way of saying he's gone. Like
he did follow up with that by saying, "As far as I'm concerned, he's to stay." So who knows? But I think he's going to leave it up to Jeff Gordon.
I genuinely think that he's probably gone. Like I don't know. Unless, like, do you really believe that the reason you guys won on that miracle run last year was because of your coach? Because in the first, in round one, you were like, get rid of Dominic Ducharme, please.
Yeah, no,
and then you guys won.
I don't think it was because of that. I think it was more than anything. Carey Price went crazy and the team rallied.
Yeah. I'll give you. You want me to give you a time check?
Yeah, give me a time check. But while you're doing that, while you're looking at that, it's worth noting that Montreal Canadiens are also creating a medical team directed at mental health for players. So
I believe that every team should have that, but that is good. That is good that you guys are doing that. Time checks 55 minutes in, and Josh still wants to talk about the Leafs for a minute.
All right. I will let you talk about the Leafs. That's all I have to say about the Habs. So go ahead.
Wow, we're good. All of this stuff, we're good. I don't care what anyone says. The Leafs are 16-6-1 right now. What a turnaround from the beginning of the year. Oh my gosh. Jeez, boys. We're on fire right now. Like, we swept our Western road trip, and it wasn't close. Game 1, 6-2. Game 2, 4-1. Game 3, 5-1. Like, we were shredding these teams. We have a hard game tomorrow against the Avs, and that's going to be a real, like, tell for how the Leafs are going to be able to do for the rest of the year. But I've said this every single time. You know, this team, they're good, man. Like, players are turning it around. Tavares got 22 points right now. Nylander's got 21. Matthews got 19. Marner's got 19. And I believe the plus minus is starting to level itself out. Yeah. There's no way Jake Muzzin. That's hilarious. Jake Muzzin is no longer the worst minus player on this team. He is -1. He was -8 2 weeks ago. So, wow. This team is really, really starting to turn it on. And Jack Campbell, man, and Joseph Wall, I gotta credit both of these guys. I gotta credit Campbell more than Wall, but, like, man. Like, I have to say this again. I've never watched a Leafs game, watched someone make a save, and then heard the entire crowd say the guy's nickname like that. And it's one of the most surreal and awesome moments I've ever felt as a Leafs fan. To be like, wow, we actually have a solidified #1 goalie. And I'm not worried that he's gonna start playing bad. Like, I have confidence in this guy throughout the whole year. He's already played 18 games. He's 12-4-1, 3 shutouts. His goals against is still 164, and his save percentage is a 946. We're almost 20 games into the season for Campbell this year that he started. Like, some people gotta stop sleeping on my boy. This guy's a fantasy dream right now. Oh my god. Eventually, like, Ryan, everyone is always playing above their projected whatever until they're not. He's not anymore. He is just this good.
Oh, the stats show he's still.
Are you doing your impression of Jake Allen?
No, I'm doing my impression of what I think of Jack Campbell. Slate.
You do know Jack Campbell has more wins.
Jack Campbell.
You know Jack Campbell has the same amount of losses that you guys have wins this year?
Did you know that wins are a team stat?
Did you guys know that when your goaltender is standing on his head like this? No, it's not. Jack Campbell in the last 3 games the Leafs have played. What, sorry?
Wins are a team stat?
Yeah, but Jack Campbell in the past 3 games he's played has led in a total of 3 goals.
So you're telling me that he's carrying this team and the Leafs are bad? Got it.
No, because I believe the Leafs are scoring, 5, 6, and 4 goals. But if you have a goalie on top of that who is going out there and only letting in 1 every night, you stand in a pretty good position to win every game. And looking at the Leafs schedule this week before next Tuesday, we play the Avs tomorrow. We play the Wild on Saturday, and then we play the Jets on Sunday, and we're going to play the Jackets the Tuesday that our next podcast will be recorded on. Like I always say, I don't need all 6 points. They can get me 4. I'll lose to the Avs tomorrow. I don't care. I would prefer us to win because Nazem Kadri's playing really good, and that kind of pisses me off. But it doesn't matter to me because in the playoffs, he's going to do something dumb and get suspended again. So, anyways. Yeah, that's kind of all I have for the Leafs today, other than just they're playing really good at hockey, they're turning it on, and I don't expect it to stop. I expect them to be one in the Atlantic Division at the end of this year. No doubt in my mind.
With Tampa's injuries, and well, I get Florida to deal with, and Bob's. So
I'm not worried about Florida anymore, man. I'm really not. Boston, they're gonna be chasing from the bottom right now anyway. They're already gonna be at a disadvantage.
Don't worry about Boston.
Florida's the only team. Like Florida is the only team that I consider would be close because right now Florida is 2 games behind us, they have 2 games in hand on us and are only behind us by 2 points. So in theory, they could win these next 2 games and be ahead of us. But I don't know, man. The Leafs are they're playing on fire right now. They really are. They're firing on all cylinders. Even Keefe said the other day, he's like, I don't know what happened. He's like, all of a sudden they're just like, they're on.
Yeah, and then January's gonna come.
And they're
slowing down.
No. Here's what happens, Ryan. Because you got your days wrong. So in January, we're still going to be playing on fire. The playoffs start in April, and that's when we're going to fall off a cliff because we don't even get out of the first round. So if you're gonna chirp me, at least get it right.
You guys are going to get to Game 7 again. Jack Campbell's going to shit the bed. Not
in the league. Shit the bed. He let in 1 bad goal all series. It's just unfortunate that it had to come in that game.
And that's why you guys lost in Game 7 after being up 3.
Well, there's that and the fact that our captain got eliminated in Game 1.
Congratulations. You still had the Maurice Richard winner at first line center.
Yeah. But
and he scored.
Ryan, here's the thing I want to point out about the Leafs, right? Everyone always dumps on the Leafs, but we're paying 4 guys that much money. I will agree. So when one of them is gone, that is a huge amount of money that is gone. That's 2 players on most teams. So of course they're gonna play bad when they don't have him. I'm tired of everyone fucking shitting on the Leafs because when one guy is out, they play bad. Yeah, of course they do, because on most teams, that's 3 guys. Of course they're going to play bad.
There's the difference between one big guy being out, but then also your 2 of the other guys just don't show up. Or, sorry, they got shut down by Philip Deneau. I'm tired of this story where they just couldn't score. No. It was Philip Deneau stopping them. Philip Deneau, Carey Price was stopping them.
No, it wasn't Philip Deneau. Philip Deneau's a great player. Philip Deneau's a great player. You're mad that he's gone. You're fucking mad that he's gone.
I am mad that he's gone.
I like Philip Deneau. I liked him ever since he was a Wildcat player. He was crazy on that Cats power play. He was crazy.
And he stopped Mitch Marner and Austin in the playoffs.
I believe he stopped. I don't think that he stopped Mitch. I believe Mitch stopped himself.
Well, yeah, Mitch.
Did he stop Matthews? Probably, but no one stopped Nylander. Nylander showed up.
Yeah, Nylander wasn't playing against. He wasn't matched up again, so that's good.
Yeah, but you do realize who was Nylander's line mate, right? John Tavares. Yeah. So if JT doesn't get hurt, I've said this from the beginning. You agreed with me last year. That would have been a completely different series. That is that is such an impact guy for the Leafs. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
That on most teams, that 11 point whatever million cap that he has is 3 guys on most teams. So of course they're gonna. What?
They'd be the equivalent of a third line. Right?
Okay. 2 second liners.
Yeah.
You lose 2 second liners, you're probably down pretty bad.
Yeah, but traditionally other teams, the other guys would just step up.
Yeah, but when you're paying, here's the problem. When you're paying $11 million, you don't have players to step up anymore.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame.
Yeah, Ryan, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying that the amount of money that the Leafs are paying, and I recognize that, is not very good in this situation. But when it works, it works. And right now it's working.
Playing the world's smallest violin for the Leafs playoffs hopes.
How much are you guys paying Carey Price to not play right now? $10.5 million? What was his stat line when he was playing? Other than the playoffs? Because I'm pretty sure it's not worth $10.5 million.
I'm talking to a Leafs fan. He forgets playoffs. Yeah, right, fair enough.
Playoffs? You shouldn't be making all your money in the playoffs. That's not how hockey works. If that's how that work, if that's how that would work, then no team like Arizona, Clayton Keller is getting paid like $9 million. Why is he making any? He shouldn't be making anything. He should be making $1 million.
He'd be showing up in the playoffs if they were making it. Yeah.
I don't think he would.
Why would he not? There's no reason to show. There's no evidence.
Because he looks bad in the regular season and is overpaid.
Yeah, but
that's why.
Guys that look good in the regular season tend to look bad. Oh wait, that's just the Leafs. All right, we need to stop talking about. I need to stop talking on the Leafs.
Yeah, when you're at the bottom of the division, I don't think you should be chirping at the top.
Oh well. All right. I have nothing to talk about. You got anything else to talk about?
No, I'm putting the brass bonanza on.
You got trivia? No trivia?
I didn't look up any trivia today. We're also like 5 minutes past already. So I mean, if you want me to find trivia, I can, or we can just save it for next week. So I also don't think it's fair for me to do trivia when Ethan's not here because he's already behind.
Fine. I'm counting as 1 point for me anyway, though.
You can on your board. I'm not putting it in my scorecard.
Why is my flashlight so dim?
Why do you have a flashlight?
Because when I don't, you can see how dark my face is on the sun, so you should put a flashlight here to keep it lit. And
oh my
god,
that's actually funny. Just get you a light like that. Anyways,
I've got Google Chat, so.
Alright. Anyways, guys, the off the boards here. It's been a lot of news this week that we went over. Me and Ryan don't hate each other, even though it seems like we do. I will lick you.
I did that.
Alright, well, you know what? I don't know where Ethan was this week. Hopefully we get him back last week. I haven't heard from him. I hope he's okay. But as always, guys, I've been Josh. That has been Ryan. Ethan would say the same thing. I'd say this has also been Ethan. And together, guys, we have all been off the boards. I hope there's news that comes out next week, and I hope the Leafs still keep playing good, and no one likes the Habs. Have a good day, guys.